guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you're very welcome. My name is Bonte. You know it, guys. You're a shy girl but full of courage. That's me. So guys, you're running away.
No, I'm not running away.
Yeah guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been here before, thank you so much guys for clicking. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing. I know you guys have shared my videos, so keep it up guys. So today yeah, I'm outside, out of my comfort zone by the way, but we're gonna try doing this. So today we're gonna talk about politics. I don't know about you, but me, I hate politics. I think it's just a dirty game. Maybe you'll prove me wrong. But I don't think politics is just my thing. Maybe it's your thing, but for me, unless someone proves me otherwise, but it's just a dirty game for me. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's going to be short and sweet, just on politics, because if you don't know, Kenya is having elections in August, so that's why you have to do this video. And I have with me a friend here. You don't know each other that much, but I hope we get to know each other better now from here. So he's going to talk more about politics. Basically, he's going to do a lot of the talking in the video. I'm just going to ask questions since I have lots of questions. And if you guys have more questions, please do not forget to comment down below. Sawa sawa.
Thank you, Bonte. My name is Fadhili Swale. I'm the Secretary General of the Students Association here at Kenya Methodist University. I'm also a youth champion in matters to do with democracy, leadership, and all the things that circulates around the life of the youth. On matters to do whether I'm single or I think I'm seeing someone. I have a girlfriend and
He thinks
yeah, I love her.
girls, you can come and kick her out.
I love her.
I hope she watched this video.
True.
So guys, this is Fadhili. Fadhili means what, by the way?
Fadhili is a Swahili name that means generosity. Yeah, I'm a generous man when it comes to giving out.
First of all, elections are going to happen in August this year for Kenya. And if you don't know, a lot of African countries were having elections this year. And I don't know if it's normalized, but it seems like election violence is normalized in Africa. Do you agree? Do you think we have actually normalized that thing of election? As long as there's election, violence has to follow. Before election, violence has to follow. Do you think we have actually normalized that thing?
I don't agree on that because we have African countries that have done elections peacefully. Example, we have the Republic of Tanzania, which has done election peacefully, and we have more countries that are also doing election peacefully. But we can't forget that there are also countries in Africa that during electioneering period, there are conflicts, and the aftermath of whatever happens during that time, it is not always okay. But I think it is high time we deal away with that, because politics will come and go, but we have lives to live.
I had elections in Kenya in 2013, 17, right now 2022. And from all those elections, we had violence. We had sexual violence, which was really it really hit the country, you know, especially displaced people in the country. Because of violence, I have to move from my home and go to maybe another county, to my cousin, to my other family members, just for peace and just for because there are no violence at that place. I have to leave my place to go to another place, and once I leave my place, my properties are being destroyed. Things are definitely not well on my side. What's basically the value of voting, of having violence among us citizens, just for someone to sit on a seat? Okay, what's the point of me even voting if there's no promised peace after that? There's no better life after that. There's no improvement for my life, for my family, for my community. After even vote for you, and you're sitting on the seat, you're basically having everything placed on your plateau. You're having a very good table set in front of you, but me, I still suffer behind, and I voted for you. So what's the value of me still voting?
Thank you for the question. Number one, in Kenya, The Constitution of Kenya stipulates that each and every citizen has a right to vote. So by you voting, you are exercising your constitutional mandate. And the only issue that we've had is that people don't normally vote the right leaders, because if you look at the same people who campaigned in 2013 are the same people who are campaigning campaigned in 2017. They are the same people who are campaigning in 2022. The only challenge with us Africans is, number one, if you look at the setup in Kenya, it's a matter of tribalism. Tribalism is what affects Kenya, and that is why if someone, even if he or she is not a good leader, but because we come from the same ethnic group, we are able to support them despite the fact that we understand that they are not competent enough for this seat. So that is one of the major challenges that we are facing as a nation, and that is the reason why we'll always elect the wrong leaders. And after we've elected them, then the story still remains the same, because all the promises that they are giving us as their manifestos, most likely they are not going to fulfill the promises. So that is why we are facing challenges, and I think it is high time we start thinking different as a nation, because if the same people who gave us promises in 2017 were given seats and they have not delivered, don't you think it is high time we also try other people whom we feel they are competent enough and ready to serve us as a nation? But voting is our right, and it is important as a patriotic citizen to ensure that you vote, and not only voting, but you vote in the right leaders.
So how do I even get to know the right leader?
Everyone.
Because everyone is bringing manifestos. I'll do this. I'll do that.
Yeah, true. They are all bringing manifestos, but these are people we know them.
How do you know them? You don't live with them.
But we've seen them, because I am not sure if
You know,
any contestant has no history behind his or her leadership. Because if you look at people who are contesting, for example, for the presidential position, there are people who have been in this nation. We've been seeing what they have been doing. So that one is enough for us to judge a good leader and someone who is not even ready to serve, because at least at one point some of them have had an opportunity to be in these offices, and their track record of what they have been doing, either good or bad. So if we are able to gauge them based on what they have done previously, then we'll be able to predict what they'll be able to do in future. So I feel it is high time we make the right decisions at the ballot point.
Okay, I'm still not convinced, but so the next question is, what are some factors actually that play a role in election violence, apart from tribalism? I've mentioned about tribalism. So anything else that plays a role in election violence?
I think the major factor is the youth factor. According to the 2010 Kenyan Constitution, a youth is someone who is who is 18 years to 34 years of age. So these people they are the largest. That population is the largest in this nation. But unfortunately, the leaders, the candidates are taking advantage of them, because if you look at what happened in 2007 and 2008, post-election violence, the youths are the ones who are used to maim people, rape, the killing, the evacuation of people were all done by the youth. So the youths, people are taking advantage of them because of a number of factors. Number one is the poverty. The kind of lifestyle that the youths want, they need a good lifestyle, and yet they don't have money. If you look at the politicians, they already have money, so they can manipulate with the money factor. So if you need my money, you have to do what I want. So in that process, you find at the end of the day, the youths have been manipulated, and they are also given more promises that immediately I get this position, I'll ensure that my agendas for the youth are fully taken into consideration. But what happens after election? Just a few youths, very few youths are picked. The rest are left again to suffer for the next 5 years. And also, after 5 years again, they'll be back. They'll still manipulate them, and they won't be able to see better leaders because of the challenges they are facing that makes them do whatever they are doing. A certain man said some Swahili words that misitu ni ile ile, nyani ni wale wale, misitu ndio imebadilika. By that he means that the monkeys are the same, it's only that the forest has changed.
Well, guys, if you don't forget to comment down below. If you have more factors that contribute in election violence, please comment down below. As in this election thing, it's not just about citizens, it's also about the government, the people in the government. Does it actually affect them too?
You see, elections in Africa is a matter of life and death. Because once you are in power, it means you are able to control most of the resources that are so critical in the life of a human being. That is why you see people are even ready to fight to ensure that they secure these resources. So the only thing that drives all these issues to do with political wrangles and fight among the political parties, it's because people want those seats so that they protect, number one, their properties, and also they acquire more properties. In Africa, leadership positions are sources of great wealth, because you see someone has just won maybe a parliamentary seat, within 2 years he's already a multimillionaire. We don't know where they are getting this money, but we are very sure that they are squandering the taxpayers' money. So everyone will strive to ensure that they secure those seats so that they be able to control very important resources within the nation.
Another population that is actually big in the community in our country is women. Do you agree?
Yes, I do.
Yes. So, and women also vote. So, and another thing is sexual violence. And sexual violence mostly affects the women. So victims are the women. So how do we get to prevent that from happening again? I know rape and sexual violence happens every single day. Women are being raped, women are being abused, assaulted, sexually assaulted every single day. We know that is happening, but again, the rates increase higher and higher as long as elections come closer, and during elections and post-elections. So how do we get to prevent that from happening in this 2022 election? Because women actually vote. So what's the point of me voting and I'm being sexually abused later? So what's the point of me voting? Yeah, like women, how should we encourage women to vote at all these things are happening?
Thank you. For the women who are watching this, and the ladies, and also the youths out there, you need to understand that ladies and women and girls are vulnerable because of quite a number of factors that others are natural, because you can't compare a man and a woman. So it is high time we come out and protect our ladies. We can do that by, number one, ensuring that we take part in preaching peace, because if there is no peace, at the end of the day, there will be fights, and whoever will be affected, majority will be women and girls, and also children. And you know, the consequences of rape are severe, leave alone maybe you can get HIV or sexual transmitted infections and diseases, other than getting unwanted pregnancies. The psychological torture that comes with that rape act cannot allow a woman to survive in an hostile environment like that. So I feel it is high time we understand that lives are more important than elections. Elections will come and go. So we preach peace, report whoever is threatening peace, because we understand if there are words that are used, and if we look at those words, they are likely to cause a problem, then we have places we can report. Then also we take care of how we are using the social media, because if you look at majority of the youths today, they communicate through the social media. So it is high time we also choose the right words to put on our wall and pages. And also it is high time the government to ensure that whoever is reported that he or she is spreading is using divisive words, then let that person face the consequence, because we don't want to see ladies and our daughters suffering after and during electioneering period. Let elections come and go, so that we continue with life. Yeah.
So you're saying there's some clues that you're getting from someone that wants to do something to you, yes, and we can report, true. But again, the people that we are reporting to are the ones that are raping us. If you go to the police, police are the ones raping us. If you go to the, I don't know, to the neighbor, neighbor is the one that is raping us. If you go to, it's still like everywhere. So who do we go to?
It will be untrue if we say everyone is against the women, because there are also other good elements amongst ourselves. But
Yes,
if you compare the number of bad elements and the good elements, actually the bad elements are very few, and there are few elements that we can get rid of immediately. We gang up together. So I think it is high time we sensitize. And also, once we've sensitized the importance of reporting, we have already instilled fear in those who are threatening peace. And number two, once we've also reported, and we've also asked the government to ensure that whoever is reported, thorough investigation is done, and then the person is judged, then people will see the importance of us now reporting and also ensuring that we maintain peace. At the end of the day, even if there are measures that are put aside and people don't want to cooperate, then we won't be somewhere. I think it is a matter of cooperation between the citizen and the government.
It cannot only work from the government
from the government alone or from the citizens alone. Yeah, because these are democratic country, and everybody has his or her own right, but you should not use your right to sabotage the rights of the rest.
So do you think actually we can actually change a country that has had history of violence? Can we really change?
Yes, to the Kenyans who are watching this video, this year you've seen the prices of food going up. Not unless we choose the right leaders and we understand that politics will come and go, then we won't change that narrative. It is high time we understand that politics affects your life either directly or indirectly at a higher percentage. So I know, and I'm very sure we can change the narrative if at all we decide to do that. Because if you realize, at the end of the day, if we make wrong decision at the ballot, it will affect the rest of our lives for the next 5 years. So as we go to vote, let's go and vote sober leaders who have things that are practical, things that affects you directly as an individual and as a citizen of this nation. So it is high time. You see, there is a quote by Abraham Lincoln that the vote is more powerful than the bullet. So it is high time. If your vote can count and can change the story for the next 5 years, then why can't we change the story? It is high time, and this is the time. We don't have any time again.
How sure are you that my vote can actually change the whole election? Because there's still corruption, there's still stealing, there's still fraud. They can still manipulate the elections. So how sure am I that my vote will actually count?
No,
I cannot be sure of that. So
at least you can't tell me if all of us come out to vote, then people cannot manipulate all the votes from the youth, for example. Youth are 70% of the population in this country. And in this election, 30%, I think 30 to 40% of the votes are going to come from the youth. I think if we combine efforts as the youth and support the right leader as a whole, then we are likely to bring in the right leader, the leader of our choice based on what we feel is right for this nation. And I don't believe that, this narrative of politicians saying that the elections were rigged, at least provide evidence. I've had a privilege to attend um, training on how the elections are being conducted, and trust you me, it is so hard to rig the election. It's only that we are not always told by this politician. Yes, you are claiming that the votes were stolen, but how was it done? Because I understand the process is always free and fair. It's only that people don't want to concede defeat. And for those who are going to lose the election, please concede defeat so that we move forward as a nation. Yeah.
So guys, don't forget to leave questions for him as well. So definitely we'll respond back to you guys. So to finish all this conversation, so how do we protect women? How do we protect our youth? How do we preach peace? How do we preach unity in the community? And okay, another question. Do you think it's okay for me to tell you that who I'm vying for? And is it okay for you to tell me who you're vying for? Is it okay for us to share our thoughts? Is it okay? Am I just remain with my own person in my head? I go vote and you do it your own way. Do you think it's okay to?
The Constitution of Kenya allows you to campaign for your party, to campaign for your city, for your candidature, but at least do it peacefully. Convince me why I should vote for someone based on facts and things that can be seen, the leadership quality in a certain person. But when it comes to voting, we are using the secret ballot system here in Kenya. Go and vote your leader secretly, because I might tell you how someone is good, but I won't make you, I won't force you to take that person during voting process. Now, what we only need to do, at least campaign for your candidate, campaign for your party, but let's do it peacefully and ensure that convince more people. Remember, politics is the art of convincing people to buy to your ideology. And to that question on how we can protect everyone actually at this period, number one, it is high time that the government to provide security, because we need security at this period. Number two, as a good citizen, report any incident that you feel may result to conflict. Number three, let's have a peaceful election. If there are conflicts, there are peaceful ways to have the conflict resolved. Also, let's use our social medias properly. We should not use words that may divide us. And also, let's mind about each other. I don't understand why we've lived for the last 4 years together as friends. Then when it comes to this short period of election, we become enemies. I mean, life must continue after election, and every time we are having elections, let's have the mentality of having an election that leads to improving our lives and not as suffering again. So we should not go back to what happened in 2007 and 2008. Let's change the narrative, let's change the story. Let's have a beautiful story of an election that happened and everyone was satisfied with the results.
Well, guys, you heard it yourself. So elect your person. Love your neighbors. You love yourself.
True.
So as long as you don't want to get hurt, don't hurt anyone else, and definitely life shall continue, in a better way than it was before. So guys, I bet you're wondering how a medical student is actually talking about politics, but yes, politics affects everyone. It's the government, then all of us are falling down there. So either way, whether you're a businessman, a medical student, a doctor, a lawyer, a counselor, whatever word you want to use, at the end of the day, it's all affecting us. So yeah, do elections if you believe in voting. So you do your voting, and as long as you just don't hurt anyone. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have more things to say, before I cut it short for you, maybe you have more things to say.
Yeah, just to conclude on my statement, I want to appeal to Kenyans that this is a very critical time that will determine the kind of life that we are going to live for the next 5 years. If at all you are going to vote, please let's come out in numbers and ensure that we vote in the right leaders, because politics affects 80% of your life, either directly or indirectly. We've had politicians who came to us, you know what they have done. If they have done a good job, let's give them one more chance. If they did not fulfill their promise, let's also put them aside so that we use other leaders to see if we can liberate ourselves from poverty and the kind of insecurities that surround us. So I wish all the candidates who are contesting for different positions this year all the very best. And for you, the citizen, let's take care of each other. Let's understand that it is not always that elections are supposed to be matters of life and death. Elections can be avenues to change the kind of life that we are living. See you in August, and I wish everyone all the very best.
Thank you, Fadili, for coming for this video. Do you guys have any question for him? So, thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for the next video, which is going to come out on next Sunday. If you have not subscribed, please, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe. Let's grow this family. You know, it's just good stuff and it's just bonding. Just subscribe, guys. And don't forget to turn on that notification bell in order to get notified when I post a new video. And do not forget to share this video. Fadil, have you subscribed to my YouTube channel?
Yes, of course, I've done that.
So guys, don't forget to subscribe and share and like this video. See you in the next video. Bye.